And we are back for game number 2. 0-0, Allan Garner serving to David Chapman.
Kind of hard to call this second game, Dave, because it appeared to be all Garner there in that first game. Then that amazing comeback from Chapman, and then all for naught as he misses a couple really easy shots at the end of that first game to give the game to Garner. Expect Chapman to come out here and really put the pressure on Garner and force a tiebreaker, despite those late first game misses. And Dave missed playing that ball right there. Garner was outscored 8-2 in the last 10 points of that match that took 41 minutes. Still won the first game though, Dave. It's pretty rare that you'll win the first game in an 8-2 deficit, but he built a big enough lead to withstand that.
1-0.
That run from Dave Chapman. How does Dave get that ball back to the ceiling? Just incredible. He just sticks his hand out there, Dave, and punches that ball right back down the left wall. And here's a big setup for AG. It looked like it almost hit Dave in the chest. He hit that so hard. And now it's Dave with an amazing backhand shot. What a rally. This is one of the best. What a shot there from Allan Garner. Just incredible. Allan Garner running to the back wall, stopping on a dime. Look at that get from Dave. And now it's Allan. Dave, amazing hustle. Watch Allan set himself on a dime. Has enough control of his body there to just direct that ball with pace right back down that right wall.
Dave Chapman frustrated with himself there.
Well, there was not much more he could do there. He made an amazing get, and there's another behind the back get. Allan shoots that ball back down the left with a reverse, and that's not deep enough with that 2-all pass. That ball actually looks like it hits his shoestrings. Amazing gets there from Dave. I think you'll see a timeout here from Dave. Dave's legs looked a little bit tired to me on that point. He did a lot of running there, Dave, in those last 2 points.
Score is 3-0.
Dave is in great shape. He recovers quickly from long rallies, Dave. He might be winded for 2 or 3 rallies, and I think you see Dave a little winded there. If you see him missing a shot like that, he's not bending well.
4-0. Short.
Could that late run have been beneficial to Allan Garner from Dave Chapman? Did Dave Chapman use all the bullets in his gun and deprive himself of the energy he needs to come back and win 2 games? It's possible. And you see Dave not moving that well for that ball. Still got to it, Dave, but we saw late in that first game Dave getting to that ball and re-killing it.
Here's a big setup for Allan.
And Allan with a strange air there. His feet are still moving while he tries to swing there, Dave. That causes that hand air. Great corner kill there from Allan. Dave playing for a 2-all pass or a straight drive down the left. Allan shoots the right corner. Much like the first game, Dave, it's Allan off to a great start here. Allan led 6-1 in that first game, then 10-5, then eventually 19-11 before Dave finally tied the score at 19, only to miss a couple of easy shots and what looked like could have been one of the great comebacks in recent Pro Tour history was all for naught, as it looked like Dave expended all the energy he needed to win this match during that 8-point comeback.
Well, that's the way it looked.
As you know, Dave, it's much more taxing physically and mentally to play from behind than it is with the lead.
Score is 0-5.
Also emotionally deflating to come all the way back and then fall just short. Great return there from Allan Garner. Dave Chapman, amazing hustle. And it's Garner going to that 2-wall pass. That's a smart shot there. I also didn't see a slide here. Allan hit that ball with the right spin. He actually hit this with a reverse. It catches that side wall and just sort of slides. Not a slide, but a slide because of the spin he put on the ball.
Are you talking about the slide at the very end or the one at the beginning?
I didn't see a slide on either ball.
Well, which one were you referring to?
The 2-all pass that he hit. We're beyond that.
Well, you saw Dave wave his hand the instant that first one took place. I think Dave was appealing that first slide, not the last one.
Nice swing there from Dave with his left hand. Gets under that ball, puts a reverse on it, straightens it out down the right wall.
1 serves 5, second game. Dave Chapman lost the first, 21-19.
Looked like a great shot there from Allan Garner. The ball just out of the camera view, but it looked like he just ripped a reverse down the left wall and Dave Chapman was out of the point.
Wow. That ball skipped right in there. Allan Garner had that kill shot.
This is what Allan Garner does not want. He wants to make Dave Chapman really earn all of his points. The last thing he wants to do is put returns a serve in the ground. Dave Chapman will score points, but he wants to make sure he's scoring them with long rallies, forcing Dave to run side to side and come up with great shots to win those points.
5-2.
5 serves 2.
Bad bounce, replay. 5-2.
Unusual return there for Dave. Gives Allan a huge back wall setup. Dave neutralizes the rally though with that right fist, but here's a big setup. Dave goes down to the ground. Allan has to be a little bit frustrated with himself there, Dave, as we'll check out the replay. Here's a very easy setup for Allan. That ball sits up for him. Really could have done anything with that ball except for that. Hits that front wall, right side wall, and that ball is just easy pickings for Dave as he hits the wooden floor here.
What other options did he have there? Could he have pounded that ball with a fist down that right wall, or went for maybe a safer type kill attempt where it would slide?
He could have hit that ball straight down the right wall with a natural and hugged the wall. He could have also pinched the corner, or he could have hit a sharp 2-wall pass. I think all 3 of those shots would have won him that rally. Really, the only shot he didn't want to hit was a ball right at Dave's feet, or what he did, front wall, right side wall. You see this here, he has the right side open. Also could have gone behind Dave to the left with a deep 2-wall pass as long as he hit the sidewall behind where Dave was standing.
2-5.
Let's see if Dave's able to take advantage here. Could very well be 6-2 with Garner serving. And Allan comes in and just sort of gets a fortunate break there, Dave. Unfortunately, Dave, handball players not limited in the number of times they can appeal. I wish they were. Smart shot there from Allan. He feels Dave creeping in there and at the last second blasts it down the right. Kind of a kill pass type of shot there. Allan trying to slow that ball down with a reverse. Didn't hit it high enough though.
Score is 6-2.
Here's a setup for Dave. He'll take this back down the right. Allan does well to pick that ball up.
Nice get from Allan Garner right there. Looked
That's
like
a call that we've seen replayed every time throughout this tournament. I agree that that was not a replay there. Allan down on his knee. He's still shaded by Dave here. And let's watch this. First of all, a great pickup from Allan here. That ball has a lot of hop on it. And here's this ball here. Dave comes across him. Allan already sliding there. The ref lets the play continue. That's the right call. You really feel like the momentum completely on the side of the blonde bombshell.
7-2.
Allan's had some trouble in that back left corner.
Please don't use flash photography during the rally. Thank you.
Fans out here taking pictures of their favorite player. Referee telling the fans to not use flash photography. Nice get right there from Allan Garner. Dave Chapman dumps it in the front corner. Allan dives and gets it. Dave gets it back. That's going to clip a back wall. Allan
Amazing
gets
get
it.
there from Allan.
And Allan gets it up and he makes it.
Let's take a look at Dave and Allan up in the front court. Dave saying that was 2 bounces on Allan. He immediately pointed right to him. Allan saying, no, I got that ball.
That is the rally of the tournament.
Absolutely amazing.
Look, up front, Allan dives.
Dave hits a great shot here. I don't know how Allan manages to get this ball back, but he does. Now Dave hits this ball in the right corner. Allan comes in a full dive, punches that ball with the back of his fist and rolls it out. Just incredible.
Unbelievable get from Allan Garner. More so, unbelievable effort, and that really gets the crowd going here. Los Caballeros Sports Village. It's the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball Men's Finals, game number 2. Allan Garner won the first one, 21-19, and he put out the effort there. Watch it again. Allan hits the floor once.
We get a great angle at this from our unbelievable production team.
Forward, back, forward, back, forward.
Looks like he got that ball, Dave.
Easy. I'm thinking Dave's saying that the ball slid on the sidewall. But you can't call a slide. What? They're calling that a point? Oh, you know what? I think the ball hit the back of Allan's hand. He backhanded that with his. Well, we're going to look at that replay again.
That's legal.
No. I'm thinking it hit up here on his forearm.
Okay.
Watch where Allan dives. Not here. There was a point given to Dave Chapman. That means that Allan must have hit this.
Dave Chapman actually saying this was a double bounce on Allan. That's what he was saying. Definitely got that ball.
I thought maybe he hit it off part of his hand. Now we're seeing a momentum change here. I was thinking that Allan might have dove and hit it with maybe his forearm or something, but I think they're calling that a double bounce.
If he hit that with his forearm, that ball would have gone straight up in the air. That ball would straight parallel with the floor, which meant he hit it with the back of his fingers. He probably hit that with a fist.
Wow, big change here. All that effort that Allan put in and out now has resulted in nothing for him. We thought that he won the rally. Dave Chapman saw it, though. He was right up there. And we're going to have a 2-minute glove change timeout here at the Los Caballeros Sports Village. You're watching the men's finals of the U.S. Open of Handball, brought to you by Simple Green. This live webcast, niftytv.com. Nifty TV is your online source for streaming audio and video. If you like sports, you like watching on the internet or even on TV, go to niftytv.com. They've been with us since day one. Dave, we saw momentum change there, and it was after that forward, back display of action from Allan Garner and Dave Chapman. This is what started it off. Maybe we can stop the replay right when Allan hits it. There's one, and I think there might have been a second bounce there.
Okay.
I think I might see it. Look right here, right? See how Allan lifts that up with, I think, his fingers. Lifts it up. Let's look at it again.
Can't see that second bounce.
Dave Chapman immediately points over to Allan, and Allan gave it to him. That's been one of the knocks on Allan Garner, is that he's too nice. We saw that at the World Championship where there were some real bad calls that went against Allan, and he just allowed the plays to take place without any argument.
After nearly 2 hours of play, Dave, these great players separated by just 3 total points. Unfortunately for Dave Chapman, he also finds himself trailing by a game. It's the first to win 2 games. The first 2 are to 21. The tiebreaker is to 11, Dave, if necessary.
The score here is 6-7 with Dave Chapman serving. Game number 2, you see the workers in there, Tom Gilbert, on the left wall, wiping down the courts, and Mark Shelgren on the right wall. This facility is superb for these major events, but for some reason this particular weekend we've had a lot of condensation inside the courts, something we haven't really seen with all of our past years of U.S. Open broadcasts. Referee barking out 20 seconds. Allan Garner is not serving here. I believe Dave Chapman's in the box, right?
That's true. Dave Chapman's on a 4-point scoring streak here. He trailed 7-2. Just like in the first game, it looked like he might be out of it. He looked a little bit flat, maybe a little bit tired, trailing 7-2. A couple of strange errors from Allan in that back left corner and a couple amazing rallies. Won by Dave Chapman, and he's cut the lead to 1 for Allan Garner.
6-7.
Score is 6-7, game number 2. Dave Chapman serving. That's a screen, not called. Referee let him play through it.
A good no call. Allan, an easy opportunity there to end that rally. Dave hits that corner about 10 inches high. Allan's got that ball exactly where he wants it and just sort of pushes that ball right back to Dave. That's where Allan needs to use that power and drive the ball. There's a great return there from Allan. Dave flips that ball back into the left side wall.
Wow.
Hard to believe. James has been watching Dave Chapman play for over 20 years. He's seen that shot so many times. He knows that no one's getting to that ball.
7-7.
You'd like to say the call's even out, but it's just unfortunate when you see calls like that made.
Nice shot right there from Dave Chapman, who strokes it down the right wall.
And now it's Dave Chapman with his first lead in this match.
8-7.
Now you hear Erica Garner urging on her husband.
Maybe that's Erica's formula, is that she starts talking when Allan's losing, which we really haven't seen much.
9-7.
Dave's now scored 8 consecutive points. He also scored 8 consecutive points late in the first game. Sounds like that ball might be broken, Dave.
Either that or it hit right dead center in that left wall over there. They have this, the crotch of that wall. It's kind of rounded because of all the different, they painted it so many times that it becomes kind of rounded over there.
And that's exactly what Dave wants. Allan shooting the ball off balance in front of Dave. Dave's there for a very easy re-kill. He can do that all day.
9-7.
Score is 9-7. And
who would have thought it would be Dave Chapman's power serve that has brought him back into this match? But that's exactly what's happened here, Dave. It's just another tool on his belt.
wow, another nice shot from Dave Chapman. When he locates that front wall at that height, his legs are not ready to give up yet.
Dave, we go back to that amazing rally where Allan Garner dove in and flipped that ball backhanded for a kill. It looked like it was a point for Allan Garner. Dave Chapman said it was 2 bounces. Allan Garner gave it to him. It's been all Dave Chapman since then. That's a great fist return from TBB.
It's a 10-0 run for Dave, isn't it?
8-0. Dave was trailing 7-2.
7-10. Point.
Allan hits that serve. It looks like it's going to be short, Dave, but he hits that ball with so much reverse that even though he hits it so low, it just accelerates off that front wall. And here's a setup. Surprised Allan doesn't let that ball drop. You see Allan with a great opportunity there. Dave never made his way to the front court on that return of serve. Allan could have taken 2 or 3 steps back and shot that ball sidearm into the right corner, but he didn't.
That was close, but
don't see how that contact or shade affected that play whatsoever.
Well, Allan actually runs into Dave. It's kind of frustrating, but no look back from Dave Chapman. Nice get right there from Allan.
Point.
You see Dave just jerking Allan all over the court. He's got him on a string. Allan diving in the front right portion of the court, and then Dave sending him all the way back into the deep left corner. This quickly becoming an instant classic, Dave. This is all you could hope for in a final.
This is what you usually see when these two match up. As of late, we've seen scores like this. 11 serves 8, Dave Chapman in the lead. Wow, another back wall shot. I'd call a timeout if I were Allan Garner. Dave's located that back wall shot.
We haven't seen that all tournament from Dave.
12-8.
Seen him struggle off that back wall. He's finally now at the right time locating that back wall kill. Allan adjusts with that return of serve. And now Allan just completely deflated, off balance. He takes a timeout there. That was not a positive looking swing by any means, Dave. Allan Garner leaning back, and we'll take a look at this on the replay. This is not classic Allan Garner handball, falling backwards and trying to guide that ball into the right corner. Generally see Allan Garner getting his legs under him, and here's what I mean, Dave. You see he's just sort of falling back, never transferred his weight to his front side, just trying to drop that ball into the right corner rather than crushing that ball into the right corner.
You're watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, game number 2 of the Men's Pro Finals between David Chapman and Allan Garner. Dave Chapman was the #1 seed, but he lost the first game after being down 19-11. He forged back to tie at 19, but Allan Garner got him out after that 40-minute display of handball from 19-11. And then all of a sudden, once they got tied at 19, it only took about 2 minutes. Allan Garner put away Dave Chapman.
Or did Dave Chapman put away himself with those 2 critical errors at the end of the first game? Either way, it was Allan Garner taking game 1, 21-19. Now it's Dave Chapman leading 13-8 in game number 2 after trailing 7-2. He's on an 11-1 run here. A lot of people, Dave, cramming into this tent.
Zooming play. 13.
Whoa.
8.
Referee calling the score. Allan wasn't ready.
Another poor return there from Allan.
Point.
And now it's Allan. I don't know if he's just exhausted here, Dave, or if he just can't get anything going right now. It's all Dave Chapman.
Score is 14-8. I like that serve from Dave Chapman.
You see the velocity on.
Replay that.
Oh, and Dave Chapman rolled it out too. I believe it was the right call from this angle, but
it was the right call. Well,
14-8.
maybe not.
14 serves 8.
Second serve.
Dave taking advantage of Allan's limited side-to-side movement right now with that power serve down the walls. We saw Allan moving incredibly well in the first game and a half of this match. Now all of a sudden it's a different Allan Garner. It's a little bit lethargic. Looks like his legs have gotten really heavy here in the last 10 minutes.
But on top of that, though, Dave has located that kill shot. We've seen at least 4 now that have only been about 2 inches high.
When Dave locates that back wall kill, it's pretty much over, because it's impossible to hit 4 or 5 shots in a rally, Dave, without bringing one off the back wall.
What happened? What happened, Allan? Nice call, thank you.
Allan called a double bounce. Could have saved David a crash into that back wall, because it happened well before that get. But you know, if Dave's locating that back wall kill, what options do you really have against Dave? Because if you shoot in front of him, he's going to re-kill it. If you put the ball to the ceiling and it comes off the back wall even 1 or 2 feet, he's going to flat kill it.
16 serves 8.
That's a good return. Here's Allan, has a fly kill, but he lets that ball bounce. And Dave sends it back up to the ceiling.
Point.
And you see Allan now looks resigned to play an 11-point tiebreaker. You can't like the body language if you're an Allan Garner fan.
8.
You know, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of unhappy Texans right now in San Antonio.
Oh, look at that. Another shot from Dave Chapman. Unbelievable from the back wall area.
18-8.
We'll get a replay
Absolutely.
here. Watch this.
And this is just a helpless feeling as an opponent of Dave Chapman when he's able to just flat kill those balls from any spot on the back wall. And that's what he's doing right now, Dave. And Allan, fortunate there, it came in and sort of lazily just hit that ball off his fingertips and it hugged the right side wall. Now Allan looks like he's just going to save his energy for the tiebreaker. Won't even go to that power serve. And you can see a lot of the sting out of Allan Garner's drive shots now, and that's just a lack of footwork right there.
18-8.
The resolve from Dave Chapman, just incredible.
Point.
Never can tell how Dave Chapman is feeling by looking at him, because he looked down and out early in this second game, Dave. It looked like it would be Allan Garner in a rout in this second game. Took that 7-2 lead. He's only scored 1 point since that wild rally that ended with Allan Garner diving in and appearing to re-kill that ball with the back of his hand, but ultimately reversing the call.
19-8.
Dave Chapman played Luis Moreno in the NYAC in 2009, Dave. Very similar situation. Actually trailed 20-10 in that first game, came all the way back to tied at 20 before losing that first game, went on to win the match 21-8 and 11-7. Similar scenario to here.
There's a nice shot right there from Allan Garner. The more you keep Dave Chapman on the court, the better it's going to be for you.
Not necessarily. It's actually Allan that's the more tired guy in there right now. Dave is prepared to play 3+ hour matches, Dave. And amazingly, it looked like Dave just trying to get that ball back, but the way he hit that ball, he made the adjustment and rolled that ball flat. You see he spreads out his arms here. Maybe a little bit fortunate, but still a great shot following that ball into the back corner.
Oh, nice shot there from Allan Garner.
Dave almost picks up that ball. That was a great shot, though, from Allan Garner.
8-19.
Allan skips that ball. Very mentally weary in there right now, Dave. You can see he's even to return the serve. Looks disoriented in there.
Side out.
Not on that shot.
Big mistake on the serve from Dave Chapman.
8-19.
Amazing power right there. That was the power that got past Allan Garner.
Also, the amazing hop to straighten that ball out. He hit that ball 6 inches from the right wall, and it never touched the right wall because of that massive natural he put on that ball. Dave leaves that paddle kill up, and Allan Garner, just a terrible looking miss there.
20. Game point, serves 8.
Dave Chapman 1 point away from forcing a tiebreaker here for the men's pro finals.
And this should do it. Dave leaves that ball up.
Side out.
And Allan drives that ball at Dave's feet. You know, it's not as easy as you might think, Dave, to flip the switch from a poor second game to the tiebreaker. Will Allan Garner have anything left in the tank when we pick up play in the tiebreaker? It's Dave Chapman now with all the momentum. He's got the hot hand. He's the fresher player, and he's moving a lot better. And Allan Garner skips that ball. And if you think about it, Dave, it's been all Dave Chapman since trailing 19-11 in that first game. Scored 8 consecutive points to tie the score at 19 before making a couple errors and then dominating this second game, winning 21-8. We're going to take a short break here.